Well, welcome back. Welcome back to the Extraordinary Drummer Show. As you know, I'm your host, Sharon Moore. You know, I always say today, today, today. Andy, say it with me. Today,
Today. What are we talking about today? What's on the plate today?
As you can see, I've got my dear friend and the awesome, I want to say the great mind, the entrepreneur, the man, the president, CEO, and chairman of keep it coming, huh? The president, CEO, the chairman of, to me, the greatest cymbal company in the world. And I mean that because I play them. You help me welcome my dear friend from the company Sabian, Andy Zildjian. Hey, Andy.
Hello, Sharon.
Welcome back to the Extraordinary Drummer Show, my friend. Glad to have you back, sir.
Well, thank you. It's always fun to be here. And
How you been?
Shoot the thoughts with. Oh, I'm doing great. Doing great. Just got back from seeing our youngest daughter. She's living in Scotland. And our oldest daughter, Lily, she was over there the weekend before. So, it's always good to have family together. Say hello.
Hi, Sabian. How's things over there? And anything new?
Well, we're working on a couple different things. I mean, one of the things is one of the non-instrument things that we're working on is that when we're using the ovens, they get really, really hot. You're talking about 1,600 degrees and Fahrenheit, and during the summertime they can be really tough. So we're working on a way to make it easier for the guys who are working on that, so that A, they don't have to be as close to the oven, and B, we don't have to have as many people working on the oven, because what happens is they leave the jobs that they're doing that actually affect the sound of a cymbal and go to work on an oven for 15 minutes and then go back to those other jobs like lathing or hammering and stuff like that. So I'm trying to figure out a way to keep them from having to do two different types of jobs and keep themselves from getting too hot, right? So better working conditions. What we've got for instruments, the newest stuff that we have out, I mean, I still love, and I know you've probably heard this one too, the 20-inch HHX Dominator Chinese. Do you know that one? Yeah, and that was Dom Famularo's favorite Chinese, and it's a smoker. You can hear it in any of the solos that he does, because he loved it, absolutely loved it. The cool part about that as well is that we're using those funds, the proceeds, to go towards the Dom Famularo mentoring program and the award that we've given. And this year it went to a guy named Maxim Lugosha, who is from Ukraine. And the guy, he gets mentoring from Dave Garibaldi and other drummers, Jim Toscano, et cetera. And he gets some advice from me and other people who are in the industry to help him move along and improve his career. It was Dom's thing was always about not just improving who you are as a drummer, but also who you are as a person. And that made a huge difference to a lot of people. A lot of stories I've heard of people saying that their lives were changed by one conversation with Dom. And if you can have that kind of impact, that's pretty amazing. And it's not unusual for Dom to have had that kind of impact. So definitely want to keep his name, his presence, his great works moving.
Let me do a little bit of history.
Sure.
Willie, mom.
My mom.
Willie, mom. I remember when I first met her. She was so endearing and cordial and so lovely. It just felt like my mom. That's what it felt like. And I want to talk about how she came up with the name Sabian and some of the other things that her and your father used to talk about while they were driving to solve problems.
And how did she come up with the name Sabian? That one was so they were driving home from Canada. They were up at the factory, and at that point we were still living down in Massachusetts, and they were on their way down, and they were discussing what they were going to call the new company. And my dad said, I don't know, what do you, Cymbals by Bob? Like, and that kind of a rough one there. Like, that's, if you're an insider, you might know what's going on, but really it's just that's a short-lived kind of thing. The other one was a Canadian cymbal company, which is nice. You know, it's good, patriotic, but at the same time, really focused on a nation as compared to an actual concept, right? And so anyway, the idea, she said, well, you know, we're doing this not just for ourselves, but also for our kids. And you know, Sally, my sister, her first name Sally, S-A, and Billy, B-I, and Andy, A-N. We could call it Sabian. And he said, oh my God, Willie, how did you come up with that? You know, sometimes mom came up with some real winners and just zing. And like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. So yeah, that's how that came up, was just the idea, the first two letters of each of our names, because first of all, it's got the Armenian ending, which is cool, I-A-N. So that has that connotation in it as well. But it's also, it's about generations. It's about more than just more than just the creator. It's about the creation.
So, what's it like, Andy, when you go to a concert and you see your cymbals, 50,000 people, your cymbals are swinging in the air, the drummer's probably spinning upside down, and you
Yeah.
remember back in 1981, you guys
Mm.
say, let's do this. What does that
Mm.
feel?
Um, wow. I hmm. So maybe it's because I've seen a lot of our cymbals around with some great players that I don't look. Okay, so I do look to see what they're playing if I'm seeing like somebody on TV or somebody on stage that I don't know. I'll just check to see who it is. But for the most part, what I listen, what I, the visual of seeing the cymbal is not nearly as much fun for me as listening to what it sounds like and how they're using it. Um, so for me, when I go to a concert, it's yes, it's great to see that our symbol is up there, but more, how's it sound? What are they doing with it? What you know, what are they trying to express when they hit that symbol that way? What are they trying to do? And the sound that they're getting out of their ride, how is that informing the rest of the song, the rest of the music that's going on? So it's I I don't know if it has to do with having played drums or if it's just because I love what cymbals do, but that's listening to them for me is way more important than seeing them up there. I'm glad that you can, because that's great advertising, right? It's wonderful to have. But personally, it's the creative it's the creativity, it's the music, it's the sound that that really gets me going.
Andy, with such a heavy workload and being the president,
Yeah.
what are you doing these days for relaxation?
Oh man. Well, look, it's fishing season, right? So I love to go out and go fly fishing. It's just it's one of those things that you can do when you have like a ADD. You're always doing something, but at the same time, because it's not work and it's not complicated what you're doing, you're focusing on one thing. It's very easy to be able to just be relaxed about it as well. So catch a fish, not catch a fish, I don't care. Um, and certainly if I catch a fish, I'm not keeping it. Yeah, but no, that's how I find my fun. It's very relaxing. Um, doesn't hurt anybody. Just quiet out in the woods, enjoying yourself on a river, and focusing on one very unimportant thing.
Andy, let me say thank you so very much for coming back on the Extraordinary Drummer Show. Will you help us wave goodbye to all the fans?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Sharon. It's always fun. I enjoy hanging out.
Thank you, my friend. I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.